might have come across such advertisements on various social media platforms. Please note, all of these are fraudsters promising unbelievable returns through stock tips. I don't provide any calls or advisory services. I provide only educational content through my social media handles and through my website rachanaranade.com and rachanaranade.in. Hey folks, see Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you all to a really special video. Now, why am I saying it's a really special video? After listening to the stats, would you want to conclude whether it's really special or not? Well, the company when it did an IPO, the issue price was 524. It got listed at 720, and its all-time high was 2080, and that too within barely 6 months of listing. One of the renowned investors of this company, when he would have gotten to know about these price movements, I'm sure his reaction would have been like, "Hi la, did you get it? Which company am I talking about?" Well, we are going to discuss about this company in detail, but just in case you feel that it's because of these numbers that the video is special, it is not. This video is really special because of two reasons. We are doing this video just one day before our Independence Day. This is an Azadi special video. Why am I using the word Azadi? You will understand in a minute. But the second special reason is that we are about to hit 5 million subscribers on our channel. Whoa. And if we can get this on the Independence Day, wow, what an amazing thing it would be. I started this journey with an intent to guide people towards financial freedom, and if we can get this on the Independence Day, which we truly associate with the word freedom, then aur kya hi chahiye, right? So really excited about tomorrow, whether we'll hit 5 million or not, and a very happy Independence Day to everyone. And to celebrate this, we have come up with some special offers. You can have a look at this. This is mainly for my 5 million subscribers special celebration as well. You can enroll for any of the courses. You get a flat 10% off by using the coupon code 5 million. You can use the 15% coupon code, which is Tiranga, and get 15% off on all combo packages. And if the cart value is above 20,000, you will get a 1 month free access to my Invest in India membership community. Well, if you want to enroll in any of these courses, and if you're a little bit confused which course would be good for you or not, that is my number as well. My team can help you out with the course selection. If you're sure, hurry up, enroll, because the offer ends on 16th of August 2024. Now let me tell you the name of the company, which is the Azadi special stock video, which is Azad Engineering Limited. I hope you have understood why I named it as Azadi special video. Okay. I'm really telling you that the business model of this company is really interesting. The part, what does the company do? This segment itself is going to take up maybe next 5 to 7 minutes easily, so that you understand that this company operates in such a highly specialized area, right? So first we're going to understand what does the company do. We'll understand about their products. We'll understand about the business segment, revenue segments. We'll try and understand what are few strengths of the companies. We'll understand the financials. We are also going to understand the risks and weaknesses in this company. So please keep on watching the video till the end, right? So first and foremost, Azad Engineering Limited was founded in 1983, and it's a manufacturer of crucial engineering components. And these components are used in which sectors? In aerospace, in defense, energy, and oil and gas. Okay. But for the reporting purpose, they club up aerospace and defense, and they club up energy and oil and gas. Okay. So majorly they'll show two revenue or two segments. One will be aerospace and defense, second one will be in energy and oil and gas. Now, acha, till now you have understood they manufacture some crucial components. But what crucial components? Their expertise lies in creating highly engineered, complex, and mission critical parts like 3D rotating airfoils and blades for turbine engines, along with vital components for gas, nuclear, and and thermal turbines. And I'm sure that you have understood nothing. Okay. So, what we are going to do is that till now we have understood something very crucial, very complex, very critical. Everything is understood. But what? 3D rotating airfoils and blades for turbine engines. Okay. Now, first and foremost, the moment you think about a turbine, I'm sure everyone knows what's a turbine. Or so let us have a look at this. This is our turbine. I'm sure whenever you see an aircraft, this is a very normal thing that you will see, easily spotted, right? That's a turbine. So does this company manufacture the entire turbine? No, it does not manufacture the entire turbine. Can you see those small, exactly those parts, right? These are nothing but 3D rotating airfoils and the blades of turbine engine. That small blade, these blades, these are going to be manufactured by Azad. In Marathi, we call that as pata, pankhyacha pata. Okay, these are the blades of the turbine engine. Okay, so I hope you have understood what do they manufacture. Okay, plus if you see, they have mentioned that they manufacture parts like 3D rotating airfoils. Now, why they might have mentioned 3D? Have a look at the shape of these turbines. With the shape itself, you'll come to know why they are called as 3D. And even if you have a look at this image, you'll understand why they call it as 3D in a much better way as well, right? But do they manufacture only these rotating airfoils, blades, or something else as well? Something else as well, they also manufacture other vital components for gas, nuclear, and thermal turbines. So you can also have a look at these are some other components that they make. Even this is an image of a turbine. You can see these blades, all these blades, they're manufactured by whom? Manufactured by Azad Engineering Limited. Okay, now by now you might have understood, oh, this is really crucial, this is really critical. Why am I saying it's critical? Because you can imagine this: if their blades are fitted in the aircraft turbine, and if there is a defect in the turbine, can it actually endanger lives of the passengers who are on board on the aircraft? Absolutely yes, right? So that is the reason why some of their products have a 0 parts per million defect requirement. Means what? Even if you manufacture million parts, what is the scope for error? Zero. Okay, so that is why they call it as a 0 parts per million defect requirement. In simple words, can I say they require absolute accuracy while they're manufacturing their parts? Absolutely yes. Now they compete with whom? They compete with manufacturers from China, Europe, USA, Japan. In short, if you can visualize, majority of their customers, they're going to be from India or abroad. Majority of them are going to be from abroad, and that is the reason why when we look at the revenue split, you will understand that the majority of the revenue comes from exports. Okay, now let's get back to their product again. If you remember, turbine. And do they manufacture the entire turbine? No. From in that turbine also they are manufacturing those 3D blades that we are talking about. Okay, now if you remember, we said that the company supplies these critical components to two different sectors. One was energy, oil and gas and all that, and second one was aerospace and defense. Now how will you decide whether whatever blades they are manufacturing, whether that will be clubbed up under energy or that will be clubbed up under aerospace and defense? It's very simple. If these airfoils or blades are used in turbines which generate electricity, then it will be clubbed up under energy and oil and gas segment. Now how? For people like me, commerce students, for me, first of all, it was very difficult for me to even imagine how this airfoil or blade that they manufacture is going to help in energy generation. Okay, so just to give you a simplistic description of this, science students, engineers, please forgive me if I'm going, too much at a basic level, but non-science students like me, this is an easy explanation. So you can imagine something like this. Here we have a turbine. Okay, and in that turbine the blades are actually supplied by this company Azad. Okay, now how will these turbines move? For that, steam is supplied to it in a highly compressed format. With force it is supplied to the turbines, because of which the turbine will start moving, and because of which energy will be actually generated with the help of a generator, and then electricity will be actually generated. I could imagine the Swades movie, in which we had seen energy actually go from one place to other, and that grandma says bijli. Remember that? Okay. Anyways, chalo. So I hope you understood about how the company manufactures these turbines, and if that is used in energy generation, it is going to be clubbed up under energy segment. One more very important point is that whenever they manufacture these blades, they are manufactured in-house, agreed, but it comprises of two things: forging and machining turbine blades. Now when I mean by forging, it's like casts and alloys and all that, it's okay. But after they forge it, even if there are some minor errors there, they'll have to machine them. They'll have to make sure that it is error free. All these things, as I mentioned, they are critical components and they have to ensure that they are absolutely error free. I hope till here it is absolutely okay. So energy part is clear. Now let's go back to aerospace and defense. Now, if you remember, I told you that these blades are going to be used in turbines. Turbines are going to be used in aeroplanes. Okay, if these aeroplanes are used by normal for civil purposes, they will be, that revenue will be clubbed up under aerospace. If it is used for some army or air force, in that case that will be clubbed up under defense, right? Now, what do they manufacture under this aerospace and defense category? Let us understand. They manufacture medium and highly complex precision components, same old story, such as airfoils and blades, same old story, and something related to APUs as well. Okay, precision components of APUs as well. Now, you might be like, what is this APU now? APU full form is Auxiliary Power Unit. Okay, now, where is this? How does it look like? First of all, APU looks like this. Okay. Now, this APU is fitted right there inside an aeroplane. So, you can imagine near the tail of an aeroplane, that APU is fitted. You might be like, what is the use of this APU? See, the main function of this APU is to provide power to start the main engine. Okay. Now, once this happens, now you can imagine the turbines will actually start moving, will start rotating, and that is how it will help the aeroplane to take off. Animation team is today on fire. Kya baat hai? I like it. Fantastic. Okay, chalo. So I hope this APU thing is also clear. So do they manufacture the APU? No, they manufacture some highly complex precision components of that APU. Next one, they also manufacture industrial aerospace standard fluid distribution parts, and these parts span from nose to tail, like you can see in the image, from nose to tail and from left to right ends of the wing of an aeroplane. Now, which aeroplanes have they already supplied these materials to? They have supplied it to Boeing 737, 737 Max, Airbus A320, whatever, a lot of them, right? Now you might be like, okay, Rachana, we didn't understand this last part. That was about this aircraft hydraulic systems. Okay. Now, for those who have traveled or those who have seen, I'm sure you might have seen some YouTube videos as well. The wheels of the aeroplane, they are not hanging in the air all the time. Okay. They are inside the body of the aircraft. Whenever the plane is about to land, they'll come outside the aircraft body, and then that will help them to land efficiently or effectively. So this operation of the landing gear while the aeroplane is about to land, that is done with the help of hydraulic systems. Does this company manufacture hydraulic systems? No. This company manufactures certain parts, crucial parts of this hydraulic system. Oh God, I just felt like giving an engineering class some whatever lecture, but felt good. I hope you have understood in detail what does the company do. But one small point is remaining. If you remember, I had also told one more small segment, which was oil and gas. So what does the company do related to oil and gas? They manufacture components of drilling equipment, something like this. Okay, so they manufacture components of drilling equipments, and whatever, so they are going to sell these drilling equipments parts, then the drilling equipment will be prepared and that will be eventually supplied to an oil and gas company. Okay, but out of their total revenue, just 0.05% as at FY23 is generated from this oil and gas segment, so very minor. So just to wrap up this whole story one more time, this company manufactures highly complex components, engineered components, to segments, to sectors like aerospace, defense, oil and gas, and energy. I hope you have understood the overall operations of the company in absolute detail. Well, I hope you have understood about the business of the company. What does the company do in absolute detail? Now, why did I tell you about this? Because if you read about this company, a lot of places you will find that it is mentioned that the company has a strong moat with significant entry barriers. Now, why are there significant entry barriers? For that, you would have been required to understand what are the main products of the company, where do they actually supply their products, and with such a detailed explanation of where their blades are used, whether in turbines or whether for energy generation. Now I hope you have understood how critical components do they manufacture, and why did we say that this they operate in a segment which has significant entry barriers, right? Now, one part was about understanding the business. Now, let's move on to the second important part, which is about their financials. I'm just going to quickly give you the key highlights of this. Now, if you have a look at it, exports, of course, contributes to major revenue for the company. 87.5% is from exports for FY24. And if I check out Q1 FY25, that is the latest quarter, this has jumped to 90.5% of the total revenue. If I'm talking about the overall revenue generation from different business segments, 83.5% comes from oil and gas, which has dropped down to 78.4% in Q1 FY25. Aerospace and defense from 12.9% has shot up to 18.5%. So it's a good growth in this segment. But of course, the base itself is comparatively low, and others is almost similar. Talking about key matrices again, if I'm talking about revenue from operations from financial year 21 to 24, the revenue from operations has grown at a CAGR of 40.6%. EBITDA and adjusted EBITDA has grown at a CAGR of 46.8%, and PAT has grown at an average CR of 72.1%. What a CAGR, right? Fantastic. So moving on. So next question, by the way, is about the PAT margins also, which has improved from 9.4% to 17.2%. You might be like, Rachna, in FY23, the PAT margin was significantly lower at 3.4%. Now, for that, if you check the interest cost, it was pretty much high up. And what they did was they have reduced the borrowing, and because of the reduction of borrowing, their interest cost has also gone down, because of which their PAT margin improved from 3.4% to 17.2%. The question is that will they be able to sustain the PAT margin, for which in the con call management mentioned that PAT margin is expected to improve from H2, that is the second half of FY25, due to lower finance cost and improving efficiencies. Now, of course, we'll talk about few more important highlights from their con call as well. But just for this quarterly result, let's also talk about few more important points. This was their highest ever quarterly performance, with revenue increasing by 29.6% YOY. 34.5% is the EBITDA margin, but their YOY increase is 28.8%, and PAT is has increased at 131.5% on a YOY basis, with PAT margin at 17.4%. Now, talking about their future of the company, for that, obviously, we have to look at the order book and outlook given by the management. Now, the order book currently stands at 3,000 crores, which is like 8.2 times of the trailing 12 months sale. And as per their con call, which was held in May 2024, they mentioned that it will take around 3 to 7 years for the execution. But company has also mentioned that they expect a top line growth to 25% to 30%. They have also mentioned in the con call that they will also be investing another 120 crores in plant and machinery for capacity expansion, and this new facility will kickstart from FY 2026. I'm sure a question might have popped up in your mind that how are they going to fund this 120 crore? For that, we checked the management con call again, and it is mentioned that they are going to fund this capex with 60 crores that they had raised in IPO, and for the balance, they may again raise some debt, and of course, their cost of financing will again shoot up a little bit in that case. Also, the company has recently won orders from Rolls Royce and GTRE. You might be like, Rolls Royce, is they one of their clients? Of course, have a look at the list of their clients. Amazing, right? So, all this was about some key pointers from the financials. Of course, you have to do much more detailed analysis to understand more and more on the financials. But in the next section, we are also going to understand about some key risks and the technicals of this company. Moving on with some key risks about this company, the top customer accounts for 20.81% of the revenue of the company. Top 5 customers account for 60% of the revenue of the company, rounding it off, and 10% account for almost 80% of the revenue of the company. But if I were to tell you honestly, this risk is not about a company specific risk per se. See, they are manufacturing such specialized product. So this is a part of the industry dynamics in which Azad operates, right? Now, moving on to one more risk, which is about their PE. The current PE of the company is 142. That's pretty high up. So always remember, when everything is good, nothing happens to such companies. But whenever market starts to crash, such companies are generally the first ones to go with the fall in a downward direction. So always be very very careful with companies which are having a high PE. Now let's understand about the technicals of this company, and for that have a look at this. Now this is what the chart looks like right now. So if I were to just connect the, let us say, the IPO base price at which the stock closed day 1 to the highest point. So again, Alt F for the Fibonacci, and if I were to connect the high as well, now see here, the stock is actually taking good support at the 38.2% retracement level, which is at 1543.95. Currently, it's sticking around somewhere here. Now, even if I were to take this out, let's also check the pivot points. At pivot points also 1550 to round it off, which is again very close to the Fibonacci levels that we discussed right now. This is again one more support as per pivots. Let us also check the 50 days moving average. Oh, and it's also, oh, but it's pretty much at the 50 days moving average right now. In fact, today as I shoot the video, it has closed almost neck to neck at the 50 days moving average. If I were to also understand what was the this high, mm, so here the IPO started, from here it started to take off, and this was like the high that it had made. If I were to just draw a line here and just adjust this a little bit. So from here it took a consolidation, broke out, and again, if you see here, it has taken a nice support here, right? So this was it about 360 degrees discussion about Azad Engineering Limited. I hope you enjoyed this. Of course, needless to say, but every time I keep on reminding, this is not a stock recommendation. I just thought of giving this as an Azadi special video because the name is Azad Engineering Limited. And don't forget to use the coupon codes as well if you want to invest in knowledge. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, don't forget to smash the like button, share this video with your friends. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye bye.